Greetings, everyone. Hybrid Toy Reviews here with my first episode of Talking Toys with the Boys. As you see, I got a few of them here. I got 1313 Tommy.
What's up, y'all?
Got 212 Hunter.
Hello.
And we got Wilbon.
What's going on, guys?
So, this is a show that I'm going to start doing once a month. I'm planning the first Wednesday of every month, about 7 p.m. Seems like a good time. Don't want to do anything on the weekends. Don't want to compete with everyone else that does weekend shows. I like to march to the beat of my own drum. Wild.
And you gotta stay off Mondays too. Mondays are booked.
Yeah, Mondays are booked. I was thinking, like Wednesday. It's nice middle of the week, right? Everyone's kind of getting home from work. You got to go tomorrow. Don't stay up too late. But I don't know. Nice little talk in the middle of all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, how are we doing today?
Awful.
Me too.
Yeah.
Pretty
the
solid.
Wokolite's out, and my whole life is ruined. And I actually decided that I'm going to switch from Star Wars collecting to Transformers and Power Rangers.
Wow.
Even though I haven't watched anything regarding the two in over 10 years. But
Wow. You're really gonna stick it to Hasbro with that one too.
I'm gonna let them know how I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
By watching The Matrix instead of the Acolyte. So
there we go.
Good call.
How about you guys?
I'm having a pretty good week. We did figure ball on Monday night. We had Lance Peter Luke, who just joined us in chat.
Saw that.
That was a good time. He laid a pretty good Bill Burr impression on us. That was pretty fun.
I saw that clip. It was really good.
Yeah.
I've
goat.
I've been sweating profusely and drinking about 2 gallons of water a day.
Oh my god.
What, did a girl initiate conversation?
Thank you, Hunter. Let's go, dude.
Real quick, before we get too lost in it, we got a couple of chats starting right off rip. We have the classic, the traditional Commander Bly first.
There you go.
There you go. Always.
And following that, we have Wilbon last, because nice guys always finish last.
That's right.
We have a Commander Cook. Jord Fandar is a Sigma Rizzler for real, for real. He has that Skibbity Ohio Gat, if you know what I mean.
For sure.
Man's thinking about that shirtless scene.
Got thoughts. We'll come back.
Man, don't put your clothes on, Jord. Keep them things off.
Right. We got to get those ratings up. We got Zuboy here. What's up, boys? Missed Tommy's stream the other day, and I'm glad I caught this one, supporting my fellow MNF OG Will Boner. Will be nice to hear some Acolyte talk. I got lots of Acolyte talk.
Oh, yeah. We'll get
Hybrid sucks. Thank you,
Whoever said that's an asshole, okay?
And screw those 1313 guys. They're just
Love
a bunch of
Wednesdays.
haters.
My most free days. That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, no one else is doing it on Wednesdays, so we got to forge a path. As Wilbon noted, we got Lance Peter Luke. How are you doing, dude? And Bill Burr Wilbon.
Yeah, he
Bill
actually
Wilbon?
joined us instead of Lance Peter Luke. It was actually just Billy Blue Balls all along.
That was an awesome impression. I never would have... I mean, and Lance Peter Luke is a mysterious dude, so I guess I don't know what I should be expecting from him, but Bill Burr impressions was not the bingo
I mean,
card.
you never know. He could just be Bill Burr, and we just don't know. Like,
Right,
we haven't met him.
Hating
So.
nerds is like an act.
Yeah. It's just all been an elaborate ruse.
King of Ohio, Italian Pig, Big Boy Hands, and Kiati Smith. Oh, man.
Beautiful.
So, as is going to be a stream special, we have Hunter's internet cutting in and out.
It's tradition at this point. If you're
It's,
familiar,
it's me
if you're
trying to
familiar-
switch over to my Wi-Fi, so it's better. I hope it's better.
Yeah,
You know-
if you're familiar with Creators Guild, this is a very typical occurrence.
Oh, yeah. Sticking out my gat for the Rizzler Jord.
Oh my god.
So, something that, and I don't know if I missed it in the trailers, but maybe I'll even pull up a picture of the Jord Black series here, because there was like a lot of talk about this when the figure got announced, and I guess I just want your thoughts. I guess we'll start talking about Jord here. I heard a lot of people talk when this figure got announced about how our boy here has a bit of a neck And I don't know if I was missing it in the trailers, but watching the show, I was kind of looking at that. He does have he does have a long neck, like just the dude. I think he's slumping his shoulders a lot.
Oh yeah, it's accurate. It's an accurate figure. He's got that giraffe neck going on.
Yeah, nothing again. I mean, people were just like, "Why has it got such a long neck?" And I was like, "Yeah, it does." But having watched it, yeah, that's correct. So. Yeah. Another Black Series win, another TVC fail. I don't hear anyone talking about the TVC Yord neck.
Well, hell, do they even have a Yord? I think they only just got, like, what was it, Soul and May? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all they got. Well, once again, TVC getting shafted. They will never get a full squad ever. They just get like one or two figures.
In most TVC collectors' eyes, this is a win because it's not OT, so they don't want it.
Oh, right. There you go. Yeah.
This is an absolute win for them.
So, yeah, the Acolyte's target demographic is not 65 years old, so they're not going to get a lot of representation in the line.
All these TVC collectors be saying they want the entire Bad Batch, but a lot of these TVC collectors let Hunter show up at Ross this week. So
yeah,
TVC.
So we're not going to let that go.
There's TVC collectors following me to Ross,
right?
There's TVC collectors.
They're just a bunch of angry 65-year-old men, Tommy.
I mean, we'll find out tomorrow or in 2 days when that announcement happens.
Right. Wilbon, what do you mean? I'm 68 and I loved the Acolyte.
Zoo Boy is now just a made-up person. That's inaccurate. There are no 68-year-olds that love the Acolyte.
No. But I guess while we're talking about the Acolyte, guys, what are your thoughts? I mean, we're 2 episodes in. I mean, where are we at?
Spoiler free, but I'm loving where it's going so far. I love, like, it feels like a Law and Order episode in Star Wars. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting.
I like that description. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been loving the vibes of the show so far. It gives me like the same feeling that I get when I watch Attack of the Clones, not in like a bad way.
Whoa, whoa, that's a bit much. Right. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Like I feel like with the effects and everything. Like when they go into the Jedi Temple, I get like prequel vibes.
Oh yeah,
like prequel film. Yep. It's very, very, very. I'm really into it. I like that I've been able to just comfortably get into a new cast of characters with little to no issue at all. I thought I was going to be kind of left in the dust in this new era. Nope, hasn't happened at all for me yet. So, and I like it. I like it so far.
Yeah. So I had a video go up yesterday morning. I actually got to do one of the Monday night like early premieres in theaters, and I don't know if it was just because I'm sitting in a theater and it's this big grand thing going on, but I was feeling like that kid watching The Phantom Menace again. I said it in that video, but I mean, my Star Wars stories, I was 7
because it ruined your childhood?
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm like, I'm 7 years old. I go to a yard sale. Hey, that's number 1. I'm going to buy The Phantom Menace on VHS for $0.25. It was great. And I don't know nothing about how this little boy is the same name as the guy that's Darth Vader in the old movies. I didn't start there, so it was just a story about space wizards doing cool shit. And I mean, I've loved that movie ever since. And so I'm just sitting there, and I know that I'm not going to see a Skywalker walk in, and I'm not going to see a Clone Wars character, come back. It's going to be a totally unrelated, very stand on its own experience. And I was just enjoying it. I have nothing bad to say about that from here.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's definitely gives that sort of prequel era feel to it, but it's not got the same cluttery dialogue that you get from like Phantom Menace and like Attack of the Clones. It's well made, but it has like all the feels of that era, which is cool.
The choreography is amazing.
Oh yeah, I love that like Star Wars kung fu in that opening sequence. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's just been so much fun to watch a show with such a heightened level of choreography.
I love how like this is an era where there's not any like super big threats, so the Jedi aren't just whipping the saber out every time. They're showing some of their other training and they're dealing with it, and I'm loving all of it. We got a couple comments. We're just gonna catch up real quick. Zach, I meant to say hi to you a few minutes ago, but I agree, it's very George Lucas-y.
Agreed.
I mean, you could have told me that he was like some kind of like off-screen stand-in director, and I'd believe you. We have my cat, Ood. Acolyte is bussin'. I have no clue who's doing this. Someone has made an Ood fan account, and I'm here for it. So he's a cool dude.
Hell yeah.
So, who are these fine gentlemen? Dang. That's a good comment. Dang. Sure about that. I think the new Dark Side Force user is Tech. He's coming back from the dead 100 years before he was created.
Wait a minute. I think he's on to something.
Maybe.
Boba Fett? Where?
Right. Cook, you're right. I mean, it's just the martial arts. I mean, it's not just, pull out my saber and dock hands. It's just let me just block, every hit that you're throwing at me. It's great.
I love the idea that it's like the saber is like a last resort thing for these Jedi. Like they're so used to peacetime that they're like, should I even pull out my lightsaber? It's like
right.
It's like it's not even occurring to them that they should, which is so cool.
And I guess because we have Stuck in Carbonite saying that you're about to watch The Acolyte soon. What are you doing here in a thumbnail with The Acolyte on it, bro? But
we're gonna get into some spoiler heavy talk. So unless you're prepared for that, then
sorry.
go watch Acolyte.
R2 and 3PO come from the same factory, bro. So, but no, I mean it. That one line where Maeve. She's just like a Jedi doesn't pull her sword unless she's ready to kill. Like, I'm like that's cold actually. Like I like that.
Yeah.
It's a last resort weapon.
I like it. Yeah. It's a vibe for real.
Just wanted to say what's up. Well, dang, I'm sorry for going off on you. So, Tech is
my favorite part. My favorite part's the part where the guy in the blue shirt tells them to pull out their laser swords and tells them theirs were red.
Yeah, Snaggletooth does say that in the Clone Wars. Blue Snaggletooth.
Pretty cool to see lightsabers used as a last resort, except for Yord. Guy is always whipping it out. So
King of whipping it out, Yord.
Right. I don't dislike Yord. I've seen some Yord despisers. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks today where people are doing like the photo reel and they're just showing their thoughts of the characters. Probably 10 of them so far I've seen today. And I kind of like the idea of this like very recently made Jedi Knight, wants to follow all the rules and be by the book. I mean, Yord is basically, to the 501st what Dogma was, to the Jedi Order. I mean, he's just the new guy that wants to follow the rules.
Well, it's cool to see that too, because you also have, like in the Clone Wars, you have like Nadar Veb, Kit Fisto's apprentice, who becomes arrogant because he becomes a Jedi Knight. So it's cool to see the opposite end of that, where you kind of get to see a character that is trying to follow the rules excruciatingly rather than, just kind of do their own thing.
Right, it's like a valedictorian saying "next stop, Dean's List." Like it's
yeah.
Like just because you've made it, don't mean you're stopping. And I'm here for it. He has everything that he has the mindset that like a future grandmaster could use.
Yes.
So I do like it.
I can't wait to watch him die.
Right. See y'all later. The hate towards the blue snag is too much. There's no hate that's stuck.
We lost him. We lost him.
And the yellow saber does go hard.
Oh yeah, it's cool to see that.
Hunter, you're back.
Where were you? It's been.
Do I sound better?
Years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, you boys got a good question. Who's everyone's favorite character thus far? Mine is Soul. I'm with you.
Soul is stealing the show for me.
I agree. I'm with you.
It really is. I can't wait to watch him die too.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think everyone on May's list is gonna die. I'm pretty sure.
I can't wait for Yord to break out into a musical song singing "Blinding Lights."
Oh my god.
I'm intrigued because they're laying some eggs here, and I'm waiting to see where they go. But I guess this is where the spoiler talk's gonna go. So for those that haven't seen it, I'm all right with watching the viewers drop a little bit here.
Yeah, GTFO if you haven't
Right.
seen the Acolyte yet.
But the Jedi seem remorseful for what happened when Osha and Maeve were kids. And
there's something that we don't know.
Right. Because that one, and I'm blanking on his name, but the Jedi that was, in such deep meditation.
Jedi Master Torben.
Yep, Torben. And the fact that a Jedi could feel such guilt after all that reflection that he would willingly choose suicide.
Yeah. They fucked up. They did something wrong.
Something terrible happened on their planet.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if it's a similar situation to if the story behind Grievous and why he hates the Jedi so much is because the Republic was tricked into taking the side of their basically there were two species that were rivaled against each other. The Kaleesh, that was Grievous's species, right, or whatever, and the Republic took the other side and basically killed all his people. I wonder if it's something like that where the Jedi were tricked and they were on the wrong side.
Right. So, but I mean, something bad happened there,
mm-hmm.
and I wonder if we're going to get a story where the outcome is, from a certain point of view, Maeve isn't wrong for wanting what she wants.
It's interesting too because I almost feel like May and Osha, the twins, are like a forced dyad, the same way that Rey and Kylo are. And I like that in this instance. I kind of was like, whatever. I didn't really care about the whole forced dyad thing in the sequels. But with this, I'm like, that could be really interesting because it also would explain why May knows how to fight the Jedi so well. She's been living vicariously through the experiences of Osha when she was training to be a Jedi. I think that'd be super cool. I mean, just the whole, and I love Leslie Headland's writing on this show. I got to say, I really got to give her props for the writing that she did. Because there's so many little details that I'm like, oh, that's so Star Wars. May knowing, and spoiler again, May knowing to get to Master Indara by trying to kill an innocent person and making her pull her attention to that. That's so Jedi,
Yeah.
That was so cold, dude.
Right.
I also love the idea of two twins, one going to Jedi and then one going to Sith, and then seeing how different they are and how what makes them different in that way. It's one is clearly more conniving, much more just pure evil, and then you have Osha, who's pure good. She saved a horrible serial killer, murderer, whatever, from dying on that crashing that ship, and it ended up costing her. But her having that kind of selfless act is so pure Jedi.
Right.
So it's cool to see the two sides of the coin in that way.
Right.
Do you think that it's a little bit of a copy of the Old Republic game that they came out with, where there was the two twin brothers, where one was evil and one was good, where the one brother killed the other one, and it seems really similar to me. And the fact that was the Old Republic seems kind of funny that they went with a very similar story on that.
Yeah, it does sound quite similar, but
well, the difference is that's non-canon trash.
It is not. It is non-canon any longer. Yeah.
No, but I mean,
it is true.
Other than them being Force-sensitive twins in that time period, and even then, it's hard to call this Old Republic. This is, 100 years before the prequels.
Yeah.
Or wasn't it 100 years before the OT? So it's almost more 80 before the prequels or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
before Phantom Menace, at least.
Yeah, it said 100 years before the rise of the Empire. So
end of the Clone Wars.
That's kind of that's kind of a weirdly broad period, because it's is it really the prequels, or is it end of Revenge of the Sith time?
Right. Well, the prequels are weird to talk about too, because the Phantom Menace is like 12 years before Attack of the Clones. So, and then the Rise of the Empire is another 3 years after that. So, if we're talking, if it's 100 years before that, you're really 15 years, from the or you're 85 years, until the prequels start technically.
Yeah, and I will say though, I do like that they have planted the seeds to show we're already getting to that point of the dogmatic Jedi of the prequels. Mm-hmm. Like Master Venestra, who I love her character, by the way, talking to Soul and being like, yeah, we just got to kill her, though, because, we got to make a statement so the Senate doesn't think that we're not chill like that, In order to be chill like that, we got to kill her. And he's like, yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm like, that's so good. I love that he gives me, like, Qui-Gon vibes, though. He's willing to go against what the Jedi Order wants because he believes in what a Jedi actually is.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in that one conversation in the beginning of, like, what was it, in the first episode, we got a better showcase of, like, how corrupted the Jedi are than we probably did in, like, the prequel films. Like, it seems to me like George had a really hard time conveying that in his films, but, like, that really spelled out just how corrupted and political the Jedi had become. So,
yeah, and I like
perfectly sets up for their downfall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a. I like that it's gradual. It's not so abrupt like when you get to the prequels. You're at when the Jedi are all assholes, basically.
Right. It's like the beginning of when they're starting to teeter in that direction, because the Jedi of the Order right now are the ones whose Padawans are going to be the Jedi of the Phantom Menace era.
Right.
So only 2 generations roughly from that point. So it'd be like you following your grandparents' beliefs in a way.
Right.
And, so, the corruption beginning here makes sense. It didn't just happen in that 10-year window.
Yeah, and it also makes it super believable to me that the Jedi, if this is actually a Sith that they're dealing with, it would make total sense for them to just, if that Sith gets defeated, them to just sweep it under the rug so the Senate doesn't find out. Maybe even do it so that the Jedi Order, like, the rest of the Order doesn't find out, which would still make sense as to why the King of Coneheads himself, Kiadi, says it said they've been extinct for a millennia. He could totally think that, if that's the case.
That's something else I was thinking about too, where, because in the prequels, like they said, they've been extinct for millennia. Is our cop-out here going to be that we're just not going to call this villain in the show a Sith?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I hope it's the cover-up angle where they just sweep it all under the rug and they just don't release anything public about it, and it just stays buried. And that's what perfectly sets up their downfall, is that they just kept ignoring the dark side, ignoring the Sith.
Could also just, like, connect it to the sequels more. His helmet looks a lot like a Knight of Ren, so maybe he is Ren, because that title kind of passes on to whoever's in charge of the Knights of Ren, which is a private order, Maybe if he's not, he could just be Ren.
Because I was kind of thinking that too. It looks like a Kylo Ren helmet without the face; it just has teeth instead.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember seeing something at one point. I don't know if it was a comic book thing or just someone behind the scenes saying, "Oh, they've been around forever." But I thought I'd seen something that said the Knights of Ren were a cult that predated the Clone Wars. They just never got involved with the big galactic conflicts. They always stayed on the outskirts. And so, which is them just saying, "Oh, they've always been here. They just haven't mattered yet." And
I'm sorry, I had to, just because it popped into my head. There was a somehow something returned line in Acolyte. Did anyone else catch that?
Oh,
I didn't.
Someone had to have, because I remember watching it with my fiance last night, and someone said, like, they returned somehow, and I went, wait a minute, that's got to be a sequel reference right there.
Yeah, Michael Sperry, how are you doing?
It's going to become the next I have a bad feeling about this.
Right.
I think it might have been in reference to May. It might have been in reference to her. It's like, she's returned somehow.
So, something else while we're talking a little bit about the corruption of the Jedi and stuff, how this is where the beginnings of it went. I think it was Ben Taylor in the 1313 Discord earlier. I don't promise that, but I think it was talking about, the lightsabers in this show are kind of chunky, and they're not the elegant props that we've seen in the saga before now.
Are they thick with 2 C's?
There's not any great photos, but they had the saber props out on display at the red carpet event. You see, they're very basic. You know, they're very, there's no thin necks and choke points, and you know, they're very much just a stock tube with a couple little greeblies stuck on them. And something that I'd seen, where was it? It might have been a TikTok earlier, but I'd seen someone say, you know, this is the era where a lightsaber wasn't a status symbol; it was a tool.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, where it was a function over form. You know, it doesn't need to be fancy. And I've seen other things in like the prequel era where they would talk, you know, and off screen, you know, books or whatever, where they would talk about how, you know, the Jedi Council members would have gold parts on their hilts, you know, to show status and stuff. And I'm like, I think in this tail end of the High Republic era, you know, your lightsaber wasn't a status thing, but they're trying to say there's been 100 years of peace, and so the lightsaber isn't something that you draw very often by the time of the prequels, you know, and so that's why you got the really skinny necks on like the Obi-Wan saber and stuff.
I guess this would be the elegant weapon for a more civilized age that Obi-Wan was talking about.
Indeed.
Right. Yeah, Cook says that it was just straight up silver, and it was really simple.
It would make sense, you know, for them going to a more militaristic, you know, form of Jedi era, that they would have more focus on the hilts later on. You know, like the lightsaber being like the main focus of being a Jedi at that point versus like the Force and, you know, the light side.
Right. Remember that the Jedi don't become political in a vacuum. The Sith have been working them over for thousands of years. The lesson is politicians are the root of all evil.
True that.
Yep.
Something very similar was said to me by Ian McDiarmid a few years back when I met him at Steel City Con, because I told him, you know, my experience, like I said, I started with Phantom Menace, you know, so, you know, I watched the movies, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was my watch order as a kid. And so I told him just about how thrown I was watching the Revenge of the Sith, where I was like, that nice old guy was manipulating him all along. I never saw it coming when I was a kid. You know, he sounded like the dude in the hood in the old movies. And he's like, yeah, don't trust the politician, I suppose. But no, but it's true. I mean, you know, even if not directly the Sith, I mean, you know, the Jedi as far back as this point are just being manipulated to serve the Republic instead of their own beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I do like the that they have all these little outpost temples all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because they got referenced in Rebels a little bit, where, you know, like Kanan was like, oh yeah, like every planet had a little Jedi temple, you know, a place for a couple Jedi to stay, and or almost every planet. And but the movies really just kind of hammered home, you know, they're on Coruscant. No, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a book out that just came out, and I'll find the name of it. But it's basically a couple years before the Phantom Menace. It's a couple years before the Phantom Menace, and the Jedi are talking about closing down one of the High Republic temples that they haven't visited in forever, and Qui-Gon kind of challenges the Council, and he's like, why don't we just act like Jedi and go make sure that that planet's all right before we do it? And so the Council's like, yeah, we'll act like Jedi, and they get baited into going out there, and stuff's actually pretty messed up. But, oh, what is the name of that book? It's like new. It just came out.
You know what I will say? This show has done really made me actually want to read the High Republic books. I will say before the show, didn't care at all. I have Light of the Jedi right under my desk here. The first one, never cared to read it. Now that I'm seeing the show, I'm like, damn, I actually want to go back and like take the time to read these books. So, and honestly, made me so happy I got all the action figures. Unfortunately, Jedi Master Indar got absolutely smited in the first 5 minutes.
Zuboy's right. The book was called The Living Force. So,
The Rising Force.
The Rising Force.
I like how they were using Indara for like all this promotion. She's like one of the biggest heads on the poster for the show, and like 3 minutes of screen time.
Yeah,
it's just perfect. Bring in this big name actress and just give her one scene essentially. But I think she'll be in some flashbacks too. I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's all they had the budget for, that one scene.
Yeah, they
That's all
paid
I
her
heard
for
for.
one day of work.
Yep.
Yep, Zoo Boy's right with you.
Yeah,
but no, I hope there's some flashbacks. I want to know what happened when Osha and Maeve were kids.
Yeah, if we don't get that payoff from setting that up, I'll be disappointed. I would say. Right,
like something bad happened, and that's all I can think about. It's just it had to have been terrible.
Yeah, I wonder if they had made a mistake and killed the wrong person or something, and tried to just cover it all up, and May somehow survived.
Right.
So, since the show is called Talking Toys with the Boys and not Talking the Acolyte with the Boys, in watching the Acolyte, guys, has there been any figures, characters that you'd like to see as figures? You know, any toys you'd like to see made from, other than what we've got pipelined, of course.
Right. I do hope we get that dark side user we saw at the end of the first episode, which I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
That's a very toyetic character right there.
It has to come.
Yeah.
So something that, and I knew before the first episode was over, I knew who figure number 1 was. Because if you remember when the Black Series Acolyte figures got announced, there was 5 of them announced, but people noticed on the box shots they were number 2 through 6. They never showed us number 1 in the line. So it's got to be Maeve, you know. And then there's been a leaked photo going around that Lance Peter Luke made a video on where it was her. I mean, it had to have been. I could see him coming here really quick. We got Zach coming in with my choice. I think Kelnaka has to come.
Oh, yeah, give me that Wookiee Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously going to be a deluxe.
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's fine. That's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, it's Kelnaka and the Dark Side Force user. And that's really all I care about right now. I would like to see Master Venestra as well.
Venestra. Yeah. I'd like to see Yord Fandar in his first look, like the pristine look. I'd like to see Yord Fandar in his second look. So.
I think that they kind of won me over with the appearance on the characters in the show. They didn't have me at first, but as soon as I saw on the show that they had like the armored gauntlets that were kind of like similar to like what Ahsoka had, where it was like almost like samurai armored gauntlets, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then the figures have them, right?
Yeah, and
okay.
That's something too. I love when they do, like they're showing that Jedi have like temple robes and travel robes. You know, there's different outfits. And they all look so cool. Zach's got a good
I would like to get some of those temple robes with the. Oh, sorry.
Zach wants the Jedi that was with Yord when they went to arrest Osha, the Zygerian Jedi.
Like the big ears.
Yeah. It was the Zygerians, the slavers from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You're right. It is a Zy. I was trying to think. I was trying so hard. I'm like, what is this species? And it's a Zygerian. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. I guess our wonderful friends over at the Fandom Menace have been review bombing the Acolyte. It is at 39% audience score. And it's just all people half-star rating it with the same 3 things, that it's the most horrible, awful thing Disney has ever made, worse than the sequels and blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you just want to hate so bad. And that's why I always say don't trust Rotten Tomatoes score.
Right.
People will just get on Reddit and review bomb, you know?
Yeah, it's just absurd. Like,
yeah.
Like, what are you doing with that? Like, okay, what you're trying to do is, I get, like, you're politically motivated in that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're trying to tear down a show that has, like, diversity, and it's, it's definitely more, like, leaning towards, like, a progressive side of things with that. But, like, okay, you're potentially cutting yourself off from a really interesting story just because of your own shitty beliefs.
Right.
And I just think that sucks. It's just
Right.
It's annoying. It's annoying. I'm annoyed by it, and that's why I just stay away from it now. Like, I don't even bother to talk to people because as someone who's like in the 501st Legion, those are people who are actually fans of Star Wars. Like, that people like us who have all the friggin' action figures and we piss away all our money on collectibles and cons and everything. Like, we're the core audience that the shows like this are made for. Like, my question to those people so many times is, what do you want from Star Wars? Because everybody goes, I want more Andor. I'm like, but that's not Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, that's an adult one-off like thing that I enjoy as an adult. But as a kid, I would have never been into Andor in comparison to Mando or Ahsoka or a lot of the other stuff, you know, because it's missing the mysticality of the Force, which is, I think, honestly, I feel like I've enjoyed so much about this show is how focused it is on the Force. I'm so into the mysticism of it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I hate women as much as the next guy, but the producer of the show being a woman doesn't make it a bad show. Like, yeah,
it's just egregious. Like, you're just being prejudiced towards it for no reason. Like, you're not even giving it a chance by watching more. I've seen people that are like, I'm not watching it at all because it's the gayest Star Wars ever. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you're letting your politics cut yourself off from media you might like, and media that like is made like for hardcore fans. Like, if you just give it a chance and just put that garbage aside, like, you might enjoy it. But I don't know, they're just letting that bullshit get in the way.
Not to bring politics super into it, but one of the points I've seen made a few times, there are people that aren't going the sexist or the racist route. They're pissed. What's her name? Leslie Headland.
Leslie Headland
apparently used to work pretty close with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, apparently she was like one of his assistants or something like that. And
like, I'm sorry, you know, dude did some messed up stuff, but I doubt he went up to his assistants and said, yo, touch those kids on my behalf. Like she didn't know what was going on, just like no one else knew what was going on. Like she wasn't that guy. Like, I'm sorry, but by that same virtue, you're on the same planet and breathing the same oxygen as that guy. We better cancel you on, just on, customary.
And I guarantee everybody who's saying that was a big fan of Harvey Weinstein's films. So we're going to cancel everybody who's watched, a movie made by the Weinstein Company. You know, like, they made so many movies.
Yeah, what I really hate right now is the nitpicking. People are digging because Star Wars has been doing a great job of marketing this show in comparison to how they've marketed previous Mando seasons, anything else. The marketing for the show has been fantastic. And I think it's a shame to see that people are like, there was the one with Star Wars Theory was posting all about it, about the guy that plays Yord Fandar accidentally saying Anakin blew up the Death Star instead of Luke Skywalker. And it's just, these people aren't Star Wars fans. They're pretending to like Star. And it's like, dude, shut up. And then there was the other one where this one was so cringe all around. Like, I was cringing for Leslie Headland because the guy that was interviewing them, it was her and the woman that plays May and Osha.
Amanda Stenberg, and I've got something on her too.
Mm-hmm. And he's like trying to like really keep asking about, and this is the gayest Star Wars. This is the gayest Star. And he's like, because you're gay. And she's like, why are we? What are we?
Yeah.
And then Amandla and the interviewer just keep on pressing this issue, and then it's like just this super awkward exchange. I'm like, dude, this is so painful to watch. Like, can we just get away from all the identity, like, politics about everything? Like, God, like, she's been saying from day one she just wants to make a good Star Wars story. And if she says if the show underperforms, that it's on her because she wrote the show. Like, she straight up said that in an interview. You can go look it up. So she's a fan. And that's what I can't ask for more than when it's Dave Filoni or someone like Leslie Headland, because you're a fan making content for fans. So if it falls flat, you at least tried because you at least know the content and the material.
Right. Leslie can have her pick of any Star Wars project going forward, in my opinion, based on these 2 episodes. If she said,
really excited to
I
see
want
more.
a trilogy,
Yeah.
give it to her. Just let her have it.
I heard that this is like expected to be a multi-season show, that it's not just going to be a one
Well,
shot.
It's not been greenlit for future seasons. They're waiting on reaction to this one.
Yeah.
But she has ideas for future seasons.
For 2 more seasons, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think she said 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Real quick, we got Skywalker Hendricks with the A. Zach says, it's funny, all these people say they wanted George Lucas to do stuff instead of Disney are still hating on the most George Lucas-like show we've gotten yet. Exactly. Like I said, it felt like being a kid watching Phantom Menace again. I got the same vibes from it. I mean, it was great. There were people complaining about Soul not speaking English well. I thought he was awesome. I understood every word of it.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with him at all. And the thing is, like, okay, so he's not the most fluent English speaker, but like, it's a big galaxy. Like, people speak different languages. Maybe Basic isn't his first language. Maybe he had to learn Basic when he became a Jedi.
Or maybe it's like doesn't need to be explained, like how all the Imperials have British accents and there's no Britain in space. Like,
right. Like, who cares?
Come on.
I like how we actually don't have anyone in Star Wars with French accents yet, though, because France isn't real. Except I guess
the Twi'leks.
Yeah, Twi'leks. Yeah,
the Twi'leks.
There you go.
So
my last point on this rant thing, I didn't mean to derail, but
I love it.
I think my most annoying thing with everything in any fandom right now, with any new movie, show, series, whatever it is that comes out, is I see all these people that have never taken a class, taken an internship, done anything to do with film or writing or anything like that. And we lost Hunter, and he's back. And everyone's like, well, this is bad writing. The pacing sucks. Everyone's a movie critic all of a sudden.
Write something better.
Bad writing is code for I don't like the diversity choices in this. In this show.
Right.
That's 100% what that is.
I just don't. Everyone just has a degree now in. I mean, it's okay to say you liked it or you didn't like it, but I'm like, dude, just shut up. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You're throwing buzzwords out and just hoping that it sticks. Like, we're not all intellectuals, you know?
Right.
I'm just a shill. That's all I am. I'm just a guy that just shills over Star Wars. That's it.
Man, we're gonna get canceled. We're gonna get lumped in with those shill squad guys over here.
Yep. This is the first and the last episode of Talking Toys with the Boys.
Yeah, right.
Boeing is gonna assassinate all 4 of us before the first Wednesday of next month.
Cease and desist from Star Wars Theory comes in because he got name dropped.
Bricks and screws.
Things. We were talking a little bit about the marketing on this show that I love. Amanda Stenberg, who again is Osha and Maeve. Have y'all seen that video that's going around? Yeah, I'm with you, Tom. Have y'all seen that video going around where she was first talking about loving Revenge of the Sith, that being her favorite movie, but then in follow up, the marketing team got Hayden to record her a video at that Ahsoka event he was at, and she's like out for it. She is one of us. She was acting just how we all were in line to meet him at Awesome Con.
Well, she cosplays at conventions. She has like a full Attack of the Clones Padme, like a Geonosis Arena cosplay that she has.
Mm-hmm. See, like, this is the kind of shit that people that are like intolerant like are totally missing, is that like fans are helping make this show.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? I don't know.
It's like, I mean, to dip into Marvel a little bit, it's like Amon Vellani, like Miss Marvel, like her show or not, like the Marvels or not, like she goes to Comic Cons not to sign autographs but to go, and she's been cosplaying the character for years and begging for the role. Like I love it when they pick these people that actually like give a shit about it. You know, it's not just trying to get a name.
Yeah.
The Max Rebo experience just got home from Ross Dressed for Less. Did you find anything good? There's been a lot of stuff popping up.
Did you see a whole wall of vintage collection when you were there?
Yeah, were they all hunters for the TVC collectors that want the Bad Batch?
Yeah, more tinder for my bonfire. Awesome.
Well, I mean, it is the kids scale anyway.
Yeah, the little kids need toys too, Tommy.
Yeah. The Kinder Joy egg scale. That's
right,
what I love.
Right, the Happy Meal toys.
Happy Meals.
And then a final thing on marketing. When I was on my way home from the Monday premiere, I stopped at a Sheetz. I wanted to grab something for dinner, and I had to wait a while. It was pretty busy, and so they had a TV going up on the wall. And in the 10 minutes I was there were 3 commercials for the Acolyte.
Damn,
like they're pushing it. So
I think I saw, I was watching a clip from ESPN, and they had a banner for the Acolyte just constantly on the screen. So, they were, I mean, it's Disney owned, so that's free advertising space. But, still, even just, during Sports Center, they had, a whole banner, just the Acolyte tonight, or something like that. It was wow, they are really pushing it.
Zooboy loved the actresses for Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. They seemed really excited to be in those roles. I agree. I love both those shows. I get there's memes to be made from both, but they were good shows and good castings, and again, same with this. I mean, every time that we get fans making a Marvel, a Star Wars show, those are the ones that it always sucks to see review bombing and stuff on, because it's not just a corporate product. I mean, this
passion project
in the best ways.
Yeah.
We have TVC collectors begged so hard for Bad Batch, then let Hunter hit $3.99 at Ross. But don't worry, the Havoc Marauder HasLab would definitely have funded.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And they can populate it with nothing.
All right, Zooboy, I'm agreeing with you 100%. She-Hulk there's so many good Marvel shows, it's hard to say favorite, but it's up there. I love She-Hulk.
See, Marvel's weird for me because when I was in high school, I liked Marvel way more than Star Wars. That was probably the only time in my life where I preferred something over Star Wars. And then right when I graduated high school was when Endgame came out. And I feel last thing I really watched was Moon Knight and Hawkeye.
Right.
And anything after that, it's not that I refused to watch the content. I just fell off, I liked Star Wars a lot more. And, I mean, I would love if they did another Moon Knight season, or anything to do with that character. And Hawkeye was great, but yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I guess we'll go down Marvel for a second.
Yeah.
But, it has gotten to be so expansive. I think there are over 35 movies, and there's probably 10 different shows. But, I mean, people always say, where's a good place to start? Well, Endgame was a great place to stop. If you were getting a little burned out of 4 trips to the theater a year, it feels like an end. We have Commander Cook here with my first ever super chat. Cookie is the GOAT. Love you forever. All right, fam, gotta go. Later, shouties.
Time to gritty on these fools, Cook. Time to gritty on these fools.
Time to hit the
When it comes to Marvel, when Chris Evans was gone, I was gone.
Coming from the man whose playlist is The Pledge of Allegiance and Christian rock. So,
this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
We did in the Hummer.
You do you, man. You do you.
The Pledge
Some
of
people
Allegiance
listen to Creed. Hunter listens to 1800s Union propaganda songs. I swear on the Lord Almighty, we listened to it in Hunter's orange Hummer on the way to Minneapolis. You can't make it up.
At least it's not Dixie. I mean, it could be worse.
It was the Union Dixie.
Oh, okay.
And then a different performance of the Pledge of Allegiance came on next.
Nothing will beat though. We're listening to the pledge, and Hunter looks at me, and I'm sitting shotgun, and he goes, "Not gonna lie, I tear up listening to this."
Tell me he stopped the car and made you guys stand.
At every
Please.
flagpole.
Yeah, he's got like an electronic system where the flag comes out specifically during that song.
I'm sorry, I'm
every
patriotic.
exit Jackson's like, yo, there's a McDonald's. And then every other exit, he's like, there's a post office here. We're stopping to salute.
Oh, dude.
That's awesome.
Love my stars and stripes.
Yep.
Hell yeah, King.
Anyways,
awesome.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Amazing.
Now he's hiding that blushing face.
He's got to go.
But
Yo.
jokes aside, it was a great time.
Yeah.
But back to Marvel. I kind of I tried to keep up after Endgame, but there was just too many shows that got put out.
Yeah.
Like it was just too much for me to keep up with, and I kind of just dropped it.
They've toned it down a little bit. Because it was like 5 shows a year, and what is it? Bob Iger's back, and there's all those articles saying that he's trying to get them to do better, and if that means less, so be it. But there's none of it has been bad. It's just like we were getting bombarded.
That's the problem. It was just too much.
Right.
Like, I don't mind keeping up with seeing like a couple movies a year and like maybe a show or two. But when it was like 5 shows a year and also all these movies, it's just like, dude, like I want to watch other stuff besides Marvel. It's not that I don't like Marvel. It's that I don't want that to be all that I watch.
Right. Yeah, there's not enough time in the day for anything else if you were watching Marvel in 2022.
Right.
But
That's honestly why I'm happy with Transformers right now, because that's like my secondary love. Other than Five Nights at Freddy's, don't let the people know that I love Five Nights at Freddy's. But Transformers, dude, I loved Bumblebee because they went back to like a new version of the Generation 1 looks. I think that's awesome. And I liked I watched a little bit of, I think the show's called War for Cybertron or something like that. That show's good.
Well, the Netflix show, I think.
Animated one, yeah. And I didn't watch Rise of the Beasts, though, because I heard it was not amazing. But I do like that it's toned down. I like just getting it sprinkled in here and there,
But, ooh. Oh, wait, no. I got messed up. Fig says, when does Grogu show up in the Acolyte? I was like, oh, wait, that'd be cool. But he's only 50, so yeah, I guess he ain't yet.
He just showed up, guys.
A split second before I remembered the timing. But
he's the real assassin all along. It was Grogu the whole time.
Grogu's the new dark side force user.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing about the Acolyte. One thing I do enjoy about the show, outside of like the written story, I love the like art that is everywhere. Like the environments that they're in are visually like incredible to me, and like even like the architecture and like the sculpture, like everything is like really cool, and like you can tell it's like a different time period, because like I'm used to seeing like the galactic, the Empire, and like that time where everything is just like boxes and squares and plain gray panels and like nothing that like all art's like basically gone at that point. So like when you see that in this show, it's really nice. I like it.
Yes.
But here we got Fig stepping out. He's gonna catch
Daddy Fury.
Blind. So
My guy
until
Figgy.
next time. The issue I had is Yord has a fat dumpy. The deafening sound of his cheeks clapping was waking up the Jedi at the temple. That's why they sent him out on a mission. Bros just wanted a good night's sleep.
Bro, we're not in hour 3 of Figure Ball. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up,
hour
Zoo.
3 of Figure Balls when it gets good, so I'm here for this.
Yo, you got to bring in Zoo Boy for full hour 3 of Figure Ball. That's
we're talking about.
That's the only way you're getting that.
EP, like that's what I'm here for. It.
Yeah, when we're all 3 about to just like lose it and like fall asleep at our seats, and we just the full brain rot starts. It just gets wild. It's so fun.
No, Yord looks just like the guy when we were at AwesomeCon. There was a crew member that looked just like Yord. And I turned around standing in line with Hybrid, and I was like, so they got the weekend here?
Now that I think about it, I remember that guy. Yeah, maybe it was the actor. Maybe he was just working a con that weekend. Yeah.
We're talking about cheeks. I just have to share my voluptuous lady. My crush, man.
The number one Star Wars baddie, according to my top 10 Star Wars baddies list from back in
yes, definitely number one mommy for sure.
Frog lady. She even got her eggs with her.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Just something about that eggs. Just
talk about having a dumpy. She's got that dumpy. Yeah.
What's the name of that Jedi Master again? The bald-headed, like, green alien lady.
Jedi Master. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think she's the same species as, like, Luminara and Barris?
Yeah.
Is she?
I thought I saw that earlier.
Maybe.
Because it looked like she, instead of, like, the tattoos, like, on her face, it was just, like, on her head on top.
Right.
But it was, like, the same, like, cubes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could be.
Who knows? Hybrid, I don't want to change the topic or anything, but I got to talk about something that really pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got a Will Boner to pick?
Oh, man.
I've got a Will Boner to pick, okay? And me and Frog Lady have been talking today. We're pretty pissed off about we're getting more blue Mandos in the Black Series. Forget that they're not Bo-Katan's Mandos. Forget that they are not completely blue. I've decided to divorce Frog Lady and leave Star Wars collecting altogether because I am so angry about more blue man. Even though they look cool and they're amazing action figures and I'm going to pre-order them anyway, I'm so pissed off about these.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the comments on these were just terrible.
I can't get behind. I can't get behind the argument of them being like blue Mandos, like more blue Mandos at all. They're characters that you see in the show. What do you want them to do? Like make random ones that never existed in the show?
They want the judge is what they want.
They're accurate to the Mandos that are there in the covert, like the cover or whatever it's called. Like, what else do you want them to make shit up at this point? Like you said,
I'm saying, yeah.
The wild thing is they're not even blue Mandos. People looked at this photo and they were like, "There's blue on them." Like these are COVID Mandos. They're every color. Like,
I'm selling my whole collection.
Do you see that one Mando has a Stormtrooper shin armor?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, wow, that's too big.
It's like the gray on his left shin.
Yeah.
It's more reuse. Just more repaints and reuse.
Right.
But this is perfect reuse though. Like if you're gonna do you're gonna have reuse in these figures, this is the perfect way to do it. Like fuck that credit collection and carbonized shit. Make more of this. Like I'll buy these as army builders all day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
they look the same. They all wear Mandalorian armor.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just completely here for the ankle length comma. Like,
that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Like, I mean, this guy gets bitches. Like, it's all in the comma. But no,
have we seen that before?
So I haven't placed these two yet, but this one I did find a screenshot where it showed that he was one of the Mandalorians that went to defend Navarro from the pirates.
Yeah, so all of these guys go on the little mission to save Ragnar.
That's where all these guys are from. The Shriek Hawks are Paz Vizsla's crew of people.
Yeah, and I think the one in the single pack, he has like a line too where he's like Team 2 landing at blah 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 or something like that.
Could be.
Yeah, so
I love that we're getting some different gauntlets where it's not just the same arms with whistling birds on every single one.
Yeah, like it's like a new forearm, or maybe it's like an overlay piece that they just like threw on top of it or something.
But maybe. I'm here for every bit of this. Like,
you're a shill.
Yeah,
this is why I'm switching to retro collection.
Man,
because
fuck you for being excited about a new figure, like at all. Fuck you. Just hate on the whole line because of any reuse. Not that every toy line also does reuse. No, fuck you.
It's just I don't understand why everyone's like, oh, this is the most amazing figure I've ever seen in my life. I just love Clone Troopers so much. And then I get Unique Mandalorian, and I'm just angry because Mando Season 3 is woke and sucks.
Blue Mando.
I wake up in cold sweats in the middle of the night thinking about Mando repaints, okay? I'm in the throes of my slumber, and I wake up and I'm like, more Blue Mandos! It's just a dream, it's just a dream.
Yeah,
God,
I just
dude,
don't get
I've
why
had
they're
enough.
calling them Blue Mandos, just because they happen to have a blue spot here and there.
It's like, or like a blue helmet. It's like, well, what do you want them to do? Change the show so that that Mandalorian doesn't also have a blue helmet? Like, what do you want them to do?
I think it's just like, I think the big thing is everyone points to the Mandalorian judge, and now that TVC has the judge, you know it's coming to Black Series, and everyone's just like pooping and peeing their pants because they just want the judge. I hope when they get the judge, everyone shuts up. I hope.
And they stagger those TVC releases so that like one comes first, so that people feel inclined to go buy that one, and then the Black Series won't come out. If they both came out at the same time, then they wouldn't sell as many because people would
buy the right scale instead of the kids.
People would buy the good scale instead of the bullshit Happy Meal. Right. You know, that's the only reason I fucking have this shit. The fucking TVC Django, because the
mine's coming in the mail right now.
The one we have in Black Series is just ass. It's not even worth displaying. But he's my little desk buddy, because the one we have in 6-inch sucks.
I hope from the Acolyte. You guys remember the bar in the beginning where Maeve, she kills Indara, and then she was going to kill the bartender?
Yeah.
I hope we get a figure of that bartender, just so that all the OT fans can shit their pants in rage, because we got that bartender ahead of Wooher.
Hey, I'll put him in my cantina.
Where's my Wooher?
More goofy looking aliens is what I want in my 3-year cantina.
Dude,
that whole scene would
I
have
want
been better.
that Jedi.
Change and shit again. I mean, it's gonna be a bad day.
Dude, what about that 300-pound Jedi?
Yeah, give me the big fat Jedi. We need more fat bodied characters in the Black Series.
Orb Shido. Yeah, he was
Hunter's self-insert.
Carb Lardo, my favorite Jedi.
Carb Lardo. Oh,
I mean, it would fit in with Porkins.
Apostrophe Beaties.
Yeah. Diabetes.
Gary
says if they ever retool Django, people will cry because he's got blue on him.
Yeah, give us the fat boys. Yeah, boys.
He'll be in that Droideka box, that big ass,
that big ass box.
Dude, the dude's actually got a set of those lightsaber chopsticks.
He's gonna be built like Kingpin. It's just gonna be a repaint of Kingpin. In your Droideka box, all crunched up.
Yeah. Right. No, he'll have to be Build-A-Figure. It'll be the first Black Series Build-A-Figure wave.
I'm gonna spoil a little bit, but I did just get my Droideka today.
Yeah,
and this box is huge. It's like a 6-inch Funko box.
It's a thick ass box.
Yeah.
Yeah, build a figure of, and it'll just be called Build the Big One out of 5 other Acolyte figures.
Big one.
Build a Jedi.
Yeah. Oh, and also I love how in the show, by the way, he's like risen up some other Padawan, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, they're gone. Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?"
Rancor sized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a retool of the Rancor. They just give us him.
Dude, they could reuse his Jedi robe sculpt for a Gamorrean Jedi.
Oh. I would be so in on a Gamorrean. Like, we're getting a Wookiee Jedi, give me a Gamorrean Jedi.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Too much, man. That's too much. But yeah, though, the Blue Mandos, I'm going to pre-order them whenever they go up out of pure rage. So that I can...
I'll be slamming my desk the entire time. I'll be slamming my head against the desk. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is the 2-pack?
I think this one's also
should be $44.99. They've been doing pretty good on $44.99.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I think what was it? The 2-pack was Walmart and the single was Target.
Yeah.
I'm in for one of each. I mean they're characters. These aren't ones that you army build because they all have unique deco in the Coven.
Right.
But
exactly.
I like these as opposed to like what was it the other Walmart one that they put out, the female Mandalorian that just looks very generic. Like I'm passing on that one. The Night Owl, right?
I'm gonna get that one too because I got a display in mind, and hell, maybe I'll just say it right here. I'm gonna do a little dedicated shelf where I'm just gonna put all these Mandos on flight stands, being led by Bo, with the darksaber out, that final, cool. Crusade into the pit.
That's cool. I have a miniature version of that. I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there. Like
yeah,
I have her. I have her on stands, and I have a couple other Mandalorians back there.
But
we're gonna go straight in that diorama that your boy made for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hybrid made Hunter a Mandalorian covert from season 1 Dio.
Oh, cool.
It was so good that he got unscammed.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that. That was ridiculous. Glad I did it, but yeah.
No, that is definitely a story. It's a story that not a lot of people know about. Like everybody who I talk to a lot, or like we play games on Xbox. Like most people know that story, but like I don't think everybody knows that story really.
So
yeah. It's not that crazy of a story.
No,
I commissioned for a diorama from a guy on Instagram. You paid him up front. He's from the UK, and basically the dude just ghosted me and never sent any progress pics after 3 years of getting nothing. The dude just fell off the face of the planet, and
after years
Hybrid, yeah, and I paid him for it.
Sick, my kid's sick, the dog got sick. There was always something.
And he actually just got completely consumed by the fandom of Doki Doki Literature Club. Is what it
that was it.
And my thing is, man, sure, he listens to the Pledge of Allegiance too much, and sure, I rip on him every chance I get, but Hunter's a tolerable guy in the end. And I felt shitty about it because he's always cutting people deals and stuff, and I was like, he's gonna get his dio. So I pretended I knew how to make dios, and I made a dio.
Yeah.
And then Hunter got his money back anyway. So Hybrid
the guy reached out to him after 3 years of ghosting him.
The funny thing is, all of a sudden he comes back and he's like, "Hey, so I could still make that diorama after 4 years," and he's like, "Or I could just give you your money back." I'm like, "I'll take my money back, sir."
Yeah, after that long, get your money back. Yeah,
it's basically like stocks. You just got, just invested in the stock market, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
With inflation, I actually lost money.
Right.
That's true.
But but I'm happy I did it. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it locked Hunter in as one of my cronies for life. So.
Yeah, you got yourself a minion out of that.
I'm pretty sure that Wilbon and Tommy know what I'm getting you to repay that favor.
That something's coming. I ain't been given no hints, and I've also been told that it ain't even started yet. So I'm just trying to not think about it. I'm just
don't worry about it, and then eventually it'll be great.
It is my Black Series Kiadi Mundi. It is a Schrodinger's collectible. It both exists and does not exist. Mine is coming from Nerdzoic tomorrow. It hit the Cleveland Distribution Center 2 hours ago.
I can't bring myself to open the second one that I got because I just love parading it out on stream and be like, I got it.
Right.
I got it, guys.
I just can't believe it. It has been so long in the making.
It's absurd. It was what, 3 total years since
I'm pretty sure
pipeline, or from rumor, because rumor would usually happen 2-3 months before being pipeline.
Right.
It's
was it 2021?
Yeah, it was. It was March of 21 or something. It was ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yep.
So, well, I guess we've talked about our blue Mandos. We've talked a little about Acolyte.
What'd you just say?
Yeah, blue Mando.
Blue Mandos?
Blue Mandos.
You fucking kidding me, Hybrid? Blue Mandos?
Another one. Not one. 3.
I can't believe we got 3, actually. I only thought we were going to get 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw the 1 get put up, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. And then I refresh Instagram, boom, a 2-pack, and I was like, what? This
Could
is
you imagine?
now there's
Could
2.
you imagine if the 2 male Mandalorians would have been identical, and the only way to get the female one would have been to buy the 2-pack?
That means the Target single-pack one would have been just peg warming.
Right.
Yeah, but I like
Tar shit and wall chart. My favorite 2 places.
I like how they're very different, but they still look like a good set. Like, I'm very
right. Well, that's the thing with those. Like, just to close on that, like, you're gonna have some form of uniformity when you have groups like that. So, like, people complaining about the colors of them being the same. It's just dumb to me. That's like complaining a trooper is white. Like, that's just stupid.
Great figure. Blue Mando, stupid. I hate it.
Yeah.
My mom actually told me Kiadi was rumored while I was in the womb.
On the 3rd day, you heard that God created the land and the sea, but actually, he created the pipeline for Kiadi Mundi. Really.
We were joking that he had to go back into the pipeline because he wasn't done yet. They had to put him back in. Yeah.
Well, Tommy announced the pre-order on Discord. Tommy announces all pre-orders.
I'm going to announce a knuckle sandwich for you on the Discord game.
Ooh.
That's what I'm going to announce. But
I hope we get a High Republic Yoda in the Acolyte. That way we can get a figure and I can use his legs to help add some height to Baylor. I guess, what do y'all think on that? Are we going to see Yoda?
I hope
they've got
so.
to. I saw things. I saw Plo Koon was in a shot of one of the trailers, or if not, it's him, then someone of his species. Yeah.
There's no way we don't get Yoda.
I would be very disappointed.
Like Qui-Gon us in Kenobi. We might just the ending of the season might be a panning shot of a council meeting, and he's just in a chair and has a line. There's no way we don't get Yoda during the peak of the Jedi. He's 800 at this point. He's still pretty established.
He'll be risen up Yaddle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna start making Grogu. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna see.
So.
Dude.
Chill on Netflix, we will.
Time of peace, this is.
Need some action in my life, I do. When 800 years old you reach, surprised that your phallic member works as well as mine does, you will be.
Ketamine in my Honda Civic, we do.
Back that ass up. Back that ass up, you will.
Back that ass up, you must. Back that ass up, you will.
Throw back that for the Rizzler, you will. Oh, man. Phantom Menace, Dennis. What on earth did I just wander into?
Sorry, Dennis.
Every stream that I'm on just devolves into figure ball at some point. It's inevitable.
I love it.
It's inevitable.
I'm here for it all.
Oh, my God.
So, do we want to start winding down a little and talk some recent pickups? And
For sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I got a few right here. I'm okay with starting, but
go ahead.
I did a little figure hunt the other day, and I didn't really find much, but I went to Way Out Toys in Menor, Ohio. It's one of my favorite collector shops. Tommy knows they're pretty good there. Waylon's a cool guy. I love him. And I got the hologram Ayla from Revenge of the Sith, and I'm going to put this on the Holocom pucks, like on the Landspeeder Luke table.
Dope.
So I'm really amped for that. I also found at Target, I really go for like Lego Star Wars poly bags. I don't go for a lot of the big sets, but I enjoy building every here and there. So I found the TIE Interceptor poly bag,
Nice.
Cool.
And I was like, yeah, I gotta cop it. I mean, I don't even display them; they just live on my desk. But I got like the Old Republic shuttle I picked up. And,
That's a good little desk buddy.
yeah,
those are cool.
The snow speeder, and I mean, I don't know, they just hang out. I spoiled it a little bit ago, but from Pulse today, I did get my Droidica, and there might be enough time tonight I can get a review filmed and maybe out tomorrow.
DHL delivered it via Pony Express.
Right.
Yeah.
Horse and buggy.
I picked up at my Walmart. This is a duplicate for me, but it's a Micro Galaxy Squadron Chase. It's the Imperial V-Wing.
Ooh, I saw that the other day in stores, and I messaged Tommy. I was like, "Hey, are you looking for this? I know you collect Micro Galaxy." Yeah. So
it was weird because like I did a bunch of hunting for them a while back, and I finally found one like an hour away, and I went to my local Walmart, and there was just 2 of them on the shelf. And like the day before in the 1313 Discord, Phase 2 Action Review had said that he found 2 at his Walmart. And I was like, oh man, there's 2 of these on the shelf at my Walmart now. So I call Tommy, and he's like, I just left Walmart. There were 2 on the shelf. And I'm just like, so did like every Walmart just get 2? Like,
yeah,
maybe so.
But mass drop. I have for some upcoming autographs. I got from an eBay purchase today in the mail. I got a Funko Pop of Chewbacca from Solo.
Nice.
And I'm going to be getting that signed by Junas Suotamo. He plays Chewbacca in the sequels and Solo. I've met him before. This autograph will actually be going for my Toys for Tots raffle in like November. It's going to be
that's cool.
prizes for that.
Yeah.
So it'll be up
$5. Take it or leave it.
Right. I'm going to Animate Columbus in middle of June. I think it's 2-3 weeks away. It's an anime convention, but I'm going for some of the voice actors and art from anime. I'm gonna meet Josh Keaton, and he's like Spectacular Spider-Man, but I like him for playing Hal Jordan in Green Lantern in the animated series, so I'm going that route. And then I am going to Sci-Fi Valley Con next weekend or this Sunday, and they are going to have Phil Lamar, who's the voice of Bail Organa and Kit Fisto in the Clone Wars and Rebels, and so I'm getting a Kit Fisto autograph. That one's just for me.
Nice,
cool.
So that is my upcoming con announcements and everything. So that concludes. That does not conclude. I also got, for those that watched my review the other day, I ordered on eBay the 5-pack Droid Depot Disney like Black Series set, and my pit droid ankle snapped right out of the box.
Oh no.
And he's who I bought it for. I was going to send it to Commander Cook for a custom. Now it's workable. We're going to keep going with it. But I contacted Hasbro because I was like, I want to know what they'll give me for it. And they were like, oh, well, we can't give you that, but we'll give you something. So what I actually ended up getting was the Force Ghost.
Nice.
Which I already have. I bought on sale from Shop Disney last summer. Bought 2 of them, one for Tommy. But what I'm going to do with that is when we go to Toy Hio here in 2 weeks.
I'm so excited to go to Toy Hio.
Toy Hio is like Ohio's biggest toy convention. They might have like a wrestler as a guest, but it's just about the toys.
I think they have like 12 wrestlers coming this time because I guess June is like their bigger one that they do like every 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about wrestling. It's a bunch of half-naked dudes grabbing each other. It's not my thing.
I love wrestling. I was actually just watching old school wrestling right before this.
There you go.
I'm a fan. So when is Toy Hio? When is it?
2 weeks from now.
The 15th, Saturday the 15th. It's dude, and when we vlogged going in January, none of us knew what we were getting into.
Yeah.
And when we walked in, there were so many Star Wars booths. Like there were guys that were selling exclusively stuff that came out between 2000 and 2010. There were guys selling like vintage 70s and 80s stuff. There were guys selling dude, it's like we summoned him. Yeah. There were guys like Mark selling new stuff. Dude, it was wild.
Yep. But my thoughts are, I'll vlog a little bit, but man, everyone goes to vlogs, and technically 1313 has a copyright on vlogs at cons.
Yes, we do. Yeah, you're gonna get it.
Allowed to do it. Okay,
but
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you're also not allowed to do B-roll or have borders on your thumbnails.
Yes,
but
wow.
But I thought, what if I take this Force Ghost 3-pack and just go full on TikTok on it and see what I can trade it up to? So I'm gonna see if I can't. Absolute best case scenario, I'd like to get like a cheap hot toy out of it.
I mean, hey, there was a guy last time that was selling a HasLab Razor Crest, so maybe you could trade it up to that. That would be wild.
Man,
That
if I
would
could
be
turn
insane.
that into a HasLab Razor Crest, I should go buy some lottery tickets afterwards. I should start
Yeah.
working up the confidence to talk to women, because like it'll be my day, and like I'll get everything I want. But no, it'd be cool. I'm curious as to what I can do with that. What's going to end up happening is I'm going to have basically a vlog with a bunch of people saying no to my trades by the end. But
And that'll be a funny video regardless. Like that,
yeah,
that'll
so
be
I'm
great.
here for it no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be cool. I want to see what I can get. So
Yeah, it'd be dope. Dopeness monster.
different than the normal
Dopeness
vlog.
monster.
And that concludes my haul.
Very nice.
Nice.
Who wants to go next? Me. I'll go next.
Go, Tommy.
All right. So I actually don't have a lot of recent pickups, but that's okay. My first thing is this is our giveaway we were supposed to give away on May 1st to our Patreon. Haha. You guys still haven't gotten that because we suck. But I do have. This was the May the 4th exclusive on Jazzware's Vault for Micro Galaxy Squadron.
Nice.
1 in 3,000. Return of the Jedi little box set.
That's cool.
Awesome packaging. And I got to review this. Everything that's sealed, I got to review. My two boyfriends, Hybrid and Hunter, picked me up this at Motor City Con because I never had Kit Fisto. So wanted to get Fit Kisto. Got Padme.
When you're done with that figure, you're going to be like, yo, this figure's lit Fisto.
Lit.
Yo.
He's a good fig.
And then, of course, I got the 2024 Clone Trooper, which is way better than a blue fucking piece of shit Mando. And then I did get some more MGS stuff. Love the U-Wing, dude.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
So one of my favorite ships of all time. And
The
stuff.
U-Wing is a banger. I love
Such
the
a
U-Wing.
banger.
So
That's cool.
It's got a good size to it as well.
yeah, no, you actually get the wings like locked in.
Yeah.
And, like, it's pretty. I'm a very large-headed man, and my mom says I'm very handsome and smart. And
I do like my boys with heads that are bulbous and round. So
you know it.
As always.
I would love
But
to
yeah.
see Hasbro attempt to make that ship in 3 3/4 inch.
Shit would be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was actually like true proportions with the long forks. Hey.
Be cool though.
It's purple because
E.T.
Sam
Fulcrum.
Jackson wanted it.
CT Fulcrum hit my ass up with a bunch of. This is the 1 in 5,000 chase for the
Ooh.
new Series 5. So I'm a little bit of a nut when it comes to my MGS over here. It's like all the way down to the floor, and I'm working my way up to the ceiling here. So
Hell yeah.
love me some MGS. But yeah, that's really it. I have a big bad pile of loot with like 8 things that's showing up like tomorrow or the next day. Really excited. That's got like Kiati, the Droidica, the Jango Fett TVC, bunch of cool stuff. So, but yeah, that's all I got. Nothing
Hey,
crazy.
look, it's the kitty cat.
We got a cat. This is Ood.
That's the
He
recent
doesn't
pickup.
like being picked up. Hi.
Recent pickup.
Recent
Yeah, he
pickup
picked it
off
up
the floor.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, recent pickups.
Do you got anything, Wilbon?
Yeah, I got a couple things. I got a second Kiati Mundi. I've already
Dope.
talked about this quite a bit,
Hey.
but I decided I wanted another one for my Revenge of the Sith shelf. So
Okay, cool.
no better time than now to get Kiati Mundi
They can go with your third Beskar Mando, right?
right here.
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
I'm actually gonna do a head swap with the Morak Dinjarin that I actually have on the old Mando that I'm gonna just transfer to the good one. I'm kind of trying to phase out all the old Beskar Mando bodies for the Glavis Ringworld one because
Not
it's just so much better. And
Yeah.
like it's like a little custom thing I can do that's not like, painting, dremeling, all that shit. And
Right.
that's just not I'm not quite that level of customizer, but like just little stuff like that just makes my shelf much better.
I'm
Yeah.
not that obsessed, but like it is a great figure. Oh, you guys
Yeah.
want to hear? You guys want? I'll read we're just gonna go full on socializing here. I got a comment today on my Glavis Ringworld Mando review, and I just found it funny. But I find the Mafex 2.0 of the Mandalorian to be the very best. It certainly trumps this one in terms of quality, articulation, paint, and sculpt details. The Black Series Glavis Ringworld one is superior to the figure arts, which is simply astonishing considering its price point. So it's one of the best, but not the best version out there. I'm just like, what are you saying, dude?
Also, this one's like $25. Those are.
And so I said, considering the Mafex is $100+ figure, it better be better than the Black Series.
I would hope so. That's like anytime we like, there's that sort of discussion of like, oh, well, the figure arts is better. Well, yeah, I hope so. I hope the Mafex one is better. Like, come on.
Okay. I said, and following that logic, considering it's $250+, the Hot Toys better be better than the Mafex. Like,
right.
It's a case of getting what you pay for. This is mass produced for the general collector, and this is one of the best figures in the line.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Dumb. Yeah. So, anyway, I also picked up one of the $50 Starkiller packs because, like,
oh, sweet!
It's such a good deal. It's essentially you're paying $50 for 2 Stormtroopers, and you're getting a Starkiller with all that other shit for free.
Is that what it is with the? Because like what they're running a sale right now for like Pulse Premium members.
And then power. You get 35% off if you're a premium member.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
is it still available?
No, it sold out. It went to that $50 from like the outlet, the Pulse outlet, and then like I think it was like 2 days, and then it was just gone. So they must have sold off what they had left from that. But like it was just such a good deal. I had to jump on it, and like I never bought the single release, so now I can display like a bunch of the accessories.
Yeah.
And I got 2 Stormtroopers, so I just threw those in the army. So,
but screw Hasbro for having the audacity to make con exclusives. They're so hard to get. It's only been available for 11 months.
And then went on sale for $50, less than half price.
Hasbro takes Star Killer and makes him an exclusive.
All that outrage for nothing, and then us Sixers let it go to clearance. We didn't buy it enough, right?
And then his other saber blade is blue.
I hate blue so much, even blue sabers now.
Did you just say blue? Did you just say blue? That's crazy. Say it again, Hybrid. Your channel's getting sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have that set, and I'm like planning on not opening it, just because like I want to keep it like unopened because I don't know, I don't really have any room for it anyway.
It's college.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, for $50, grab 2 just to fucking stock. Like,
yeah. Honestly, well, I thought about buying a second one just to keep in box and eventually maybe flip it at some point because it's a con exclusive. Eventually that's going to go for a pretty penny.
I mean I don't believe in toy investing in general, but I've got like 5 or 6 duplicates I've picked up where I'm just like, set it aside, forget about it.
Yeah, for a rainy day, maybe you could take it to a con and trade it up for a hot toy, something like that.
First wave of holiday figures, I got like carbonized Mando. I got a couple white boxes, I mean,
there was that's what I've been doing with some of these reissues. I did it for Crosshair and Hunter, Rex and Fox. I got like 2 or 3 of each so that I can just like to help people out, like later down the road, maybe a year or 2, someone's getting into the line. They're like, man, I really wish I would have gotten those figures. I can be like, hey, I have a couple extra. Here you go.
I got you. So
I wish I would have hopped on that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's what I like about this group of people too. Is we're not trying to make a buck. We're trying to help people.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're good.
Yeah, no. If I pick something up for somebody and it's like one of the boys needs it, you're only paying what I paid in shipping. Like, I'm not putting any hike on that price at all. Like, I'm just glad that somebody's getting it that needs it.
Right. And if I'm selling something loose from my collection, I'll sell it for less because I've opened it up. Like it's depreciated in value since I've opened it. So like even if it's a harder to find figure, I don't mind cutting somebody a deal. Like it puts a little money back in my pocket, just cover shipping. Like it's no big deal.
Well, that was why
I'm not in this to profit.
Right. I pre-ordered 5 of the Max, the Gree and Yoda packs because I knew, I was like, this is going to sell out. I'm going to pre-order as many as I can. And I gave away all 4 of my extra ones, like just like that.
Yeah.
You know, helping out the boys.
That's right.
When I finally said, hey, it's time, and I let go of all of my 2013 body Stormtroopers after the 21 came out, I just set them at our table at Comic-Con Erie, you know, and they were good condition. They'd always been on a shelf. And I was just like $5 each. And I noted a lot of them went to kids. I felt good about that.
That's good.
I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
So help people out. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
So I've said it before, but I mean, I hope that at the end of the day, none of these figures have any value whatsoever. That way everyone gets to enjoy what I enjoy.
That's right. And
I'm
as somebody who's also like creating content or like making videos, doing live streams, I want more people to be excited about collecting. I want more people to be into the same hobby so that like we can engage together and go to cons and make friends. And it's all about cultivating the community in that way too.
Always.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Hunter, you have permission to pick up.
The floor is yours.
All right.
Now that we've put
prepare for some glitchy recent pickups.
Yep. Yeah. Good. Pixel Dan. We got Pixel Hunter.
So
Pixel Hunter.
I have way too much to show everything because recently I had a pile of loot that was building up for like 90 days, whatever. I had like 20 things in it. I'm not going to show all that, so I'm just going to show a couple cool things. So if you guys know me, you've seen like my original character, like custom, like it's like my profile icon art or whatever. But like, here's the original one that I got. I don't know if you can see it.
It's orange. We understand.
It's a clone trooper.
Okay, so here I got a new one from Bev Art, and you probably can't see it either, but just trust me, it looks way better.
That does look cool.
Corporate asked me to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture.
They're the same picture.
And then something else that I got that was cool at Motor City Con with Hybrid. Anybody who's seen the vlog would have seen this. But I picked up this Ghost from Halo, for the Halo fans out there. I put this Master Chief on there. I think it looks pretty cool. Also, I got some autographs. I got X-Woes.
Oh, nice.
Dude was awesome.
Yeah, one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, like, from Star Wars. Dude was super cool. And then going back to Halo, I got this Spartan Collection 1 of 1,000 SDCC exclusive that I got Jen Taylor to sign to complete this. I had Steve Downs last fall, but I got Jen Taylor this year, so this is pretty cool. I got this the way I wanted it now, so
hell yeah,
happy with that. Heck yeah.
Also, I got my first Marvel Legends figure. Hybrid talked me into it. I got the Winter Soldier Captain America.
Nice. I had that as a kid. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yep, it's a good figure. It holds up. We were at a Target after the con. And I've noticed it was in that packaging that all these like Marvel Legends reissues from the movies are in, that kind of square black packaging. And I've noticed over the last couple of months, I don't see those at Target anymore. And it just happened to be like on like one of the bottom shelves, and there was no others there. And I was like, I bet that's on clearance. And I went over and I scanned it, and it was what, $6 or something?
Oh, nice.
It was like $6, yeah.
And I was like, shit. Because like he'd mentioned before, I have some Marvel Legends I'm debating selling. He's like, show me your caps before you sell them. And I was like, all right. So obviously he wants Captain America's, and that has photoreal, so it's an upgrade over the one, because I have the 2014 Winter Soldier one. But I was like, yeah, dude, you should get that for $6.
Oh, yeah, that's a great deal.
Mm.
All right, my last one is not super recent, and some of you guys have seen it, but it's a big one. I'm just going to grab it here.
Brother does not understand the point of recent pickups.
That's dope as hell.
That's cool.
That's a good one.
Dude, it's so heavy. I'm trying to be really careful because like it's pegged into this base. But it's a quarter scale premium format sideshow statue.
Wow.
This is a
You
grail.
don't want me
from
to throw it on the ground like I did your Hot Toys when I came over?
Dude, this thing is noticeably heavy. It's heavier than the Razor Crest. I won't lie. Like, it's really heavy.
Damn.
It's got to be made of like resin, and it's got to have like metal. I don't know what you'd call it, like a frame inside of it.
Break it on stream. The question is, Hunter, how big does the super chat have to be for you to break it?
$600.
Zubul, you got it in you?
No, that was a grail. I mean, some of you guys, like I know Hybrid and Tommy, have seen my Cody checklist. That one was on it, and I didn't even think I was going to get it because it was one that came out like before I even started collecting on the level I am. So I never thought I was going to get it because like I paid a really good price for it on Facebook Marketplace to a guy that was in Minnesota, and yeah, if it wouldn't have been for him, I wouldn't have it. So
yeah, brother, he likes his Codys, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. He says the Pledge of Allegiance to Cody.
The Orange Clone Troopers.
So,
but yeah, that's it. Minus like
very cool
20 clone troopers that I picked up.
I'll give Hunter the $600, but he has to eat the entire statue on stream. No condiment.
No condiments. Raw.
Bro.
Raw, uncooked.
Dude, I don't have the dental insurance for that.
Yeah, but you know how much milk you drink? Your teeth are good and strong, bro. You're good.
He's got that calcium. He'll be all right.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh boy. But yeah, I guess I'm fresh out of topics. I guess unless anyone's got something that we'd want to wrap on. I don't know if we're ready to start calling it.
We had those reissues come out today. Were you guys in on any of those?
Totally out. I don't wait to buy my Black Series. I buy them when they come out.
Gotcha.
So,
are you talking about like the Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera?
That was last week.
We had
Hunter,
Crosshair, and Afra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I pre-ordered 2 of the Ahsokas from last week, but no, I didn't need any of these recent ones.
And I mean, like, good to have them out. I know that Hunter and Crosshair had gotten ridiculous.
Oh yeah, they were so overpriced. Like it was insane. I think they both were going for around $100 each, something like that. Like that's way too much for a Black Series figure.
Yeah.
That's
I found mine at Walmart when they came out. It was back when Brickseek worked.
Yeah. I just saw
Walmart in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, out of nowhere one day. Just out of nowhere, jumped to having like no Black Series to having like 10 plus, and so I was like, okay. So I went over there, and I mean that was a good wave. I got Ventress, I got Logan, I got Hunter, I got Crosshair, and then they double packed the Elite Squad Trooper, and they had 2 cases on the shelf. So I bought all 4 Squad Troopers.
Nice.
Yeah, I dropped like $200 at Walmart that day, but it was great. I mean that was a perfect wave.
Yeah, I picked up that entire wave one day when I was like at work, or I was like out and about for work, and I stopped by a Walmart just to check, and I was in a Walmart in a really bad side of town too, and that entire wave was just swinging on the pegs, and I was like, oh shit, and so I grabbed all of them, and when I was on break for work, and spent, like you said, around $200 and got all of them all at once. So
the key is to go to the most ghetto Walmart possible, because
either
the collectibles will be swinging on the pegs.
Either that, or like find a Walmart that's like in the country or like the boonies, the middle of nowhere, where the only people around are like in the back of a pickup truck with a Confederate flag. Those are the only people that live in those areas. So ain't nobody buying a Black Series figure over there.
Two of my most favorite Walmarts to go to. One of them is in Middlefield, Ohio. And when you park there, you're one of the few cars in the parking lot. Everyone else is parking their Amish buggies. And they do not watch Star Wars, believe it or not. So there's not a lot of competition. Typically, the figures they have on the shelf are a little out of date because obviously they're not selling a lot. But anytime that a Walmart exclusive starts popping up in stores when they're on their special DPCI, I find them in Middlefield. And then otherwise, like we were talking, the ghetto ones, Steel Yard Drive in Cleveland is great. If you can make it through the parking lot without catching a stray bullet, you're golden. You're going to find what you're looking for. But yeah, it's the most wild Walmarts. I mean, you go to one in like a decent population area and like never.
No, you won't find anything.
Yeah.
But I did pick up Dr. Aphra today. That was the one I grabbed.
Yeah, the one in the publishing line with the coat, if you're an Aphra fan and you didn't have the regular one, I can't imagine that would be the one that you'd be happier to have, so I'm glad the original's out. I don't know how to read, so I haven't read any of the comics, but but I mean, good for those that care about her.
Yeah.
My my GameStop had Aphra and her droids for the longest time when they came out. I remember for months I would go in and it would be Aphra 000 BT1 and then figures that I actually cared about. And then just out of nowhere one day someone decided that the eBay listings needed to be $100 each on them and they were gone.
Yeah, I don't understand why those shot up in value so fast. I mean,
it was overnight. It wasn't one day they were $40 and then a few weeks later they were $50. They just went from $20 to $100. There was no in between.
It's wild.
But I suppose bar those, are we ready to throw in the towel?
Can you hear it absolutely pissing down rain outside my house?
I can't. No.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check. It's why I kept muting myself. But yeah, no, I'm all good if you're good.
Yeah. Mark says they were also down to $5 at one time in the store.
That's wild.
Crazy.
He used to work at that GameStop.
So, Mark from GameStop.
Mark from Buy Sell Trade now. So Muggle Gandalf. But, well, I guess that concludes the first episode of Talking Toys with the Boys. So a special thank you to the boys for showing up. A special thank you to everyone that has been in the chat. I appreciate everyone coming to hang out. I don't know the number of the day yet, but the first Wednesday of July is when we'll be back, same time. And hopefully we'll have some new figures to talk about. And so we'll see you then. I'll be posting about it when we get closer to. So thanks everyone for joining. And with that, this has been Talking Toys with the Boys.
Hey.
See ya.
See ya.